I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, it's Monday. You know what that means. We bring in the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino, and she is... Anna, are you there? Yeah.
I'm here.
There she is.
Oh, I'm here.
Anna, I just, we've played this song by the Guess Who several times on the show.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I think
mostly because you're obsessed with coffee.
Yeah, and and it talks about no sugar tonight, my coffee, no sugar. But I just paid attention to the opening lines of the song like I never have before. Now, of course, he's talking about a woman, right? But let's go back. When you think about addiction and you think about sugar addiction, I just heard the song. Now, I want you to put that cap on. And everyone out there listening, put on your addiction cap, that thing we're all addicted to, sugar, the thing they just keep shoving down our throats, whether we want it in our throats or not. We can't help it, right? Lonely feeling deep inside, eating your feelings, right? Isn't that really what it's all about?
Sure. Lonely
feeling deep inside. So many times in the movie, the great movie Stripes. Remember the movie Stripes, right?
Yeah.
John Candy, when they're all talking about why they joined the Marines at the beginning, he said, I took on a lot of aggression, so I tried to stuff it down along with a lot of pizza. The line went something like that. I swallowed my aggression along with a lot of pizza. That's what we're talking about here.
Right.
Let's go on a little more. I have the deuce chills right now because I never realized how much this song has to do with what we talk about on this podcast. Let's continue on, Anna. Okay, find the corner where I can hide. I mean, Anna, yes or no? Mm-hmm. Yes or no? You're in a marriage. I'm in a marriage. And before that, I was in a long-term. When you're in a real marriage, the way you are, you don't lie to your partner, right? Your partner knows everything, and he knows everything about you.
I recommend that. Yeah,
it's the best.
I recommend not lying to your partner.
Yeah, not hiding stuff.
If you want to have a good relationship based on trust, yes.
I have friends that they hide shit from their wives, and I have girlfriends that hide things from their husbands. And I'm like, well, why are you even married? But all of that being said, Anna, true or false, have you ever finished like a whole bag of something or something and just stuffed it a little further beneath in the garbage can so that your husband doesn't go, wait a minute, she ate a whole bag of donuts or whatever it could have been? Please tell me that that's a true statement.
Okay, I'm going to say this. And it's going to make me sound completely unrelatable, but then I'll say something that I have done that with. I don't do that with food.
Okay.
I don't hide or I don't finish things. I've never been the one who finishes the sleeve of the Thin Mints.
Okay,
I'm not that.
All right, so that's the version of it too. I'm going to leave one or two so that I'm not the one finishing, right?
But I do have my own addictive things with food. Like I can eat a whole, I can eat cheese and crackers, but it's not it's not crazy. That's the thing. I'm not like the one who's like, well, I ate 40 pizzas. I'm not that. And I hid eating giant Snickers. I don't do that. However, when I used to sneak cigarettes, this is 25 years ago, I would sneak cigarettes and try to hide that I had smoked cigarettes. I get it.
There's no hiding a cigarette.
There's no hiding. Oh, no, it's right. Terribly stinky. But what I'm saying is I can relate to that. And that was the thing that he didn't approve of that I would try to sneak.
Yeah. Okay. So, but with the food addiction, see, you had the nicotine addiction. You were trying to hide it. But the food addiction, I would like to say I talk to people, okay, they're different. Some people will say, if I open a sleeve of Oreos, that's a serving. I'm eating the sleeve, right? There's no eating 4 or 5.
I get that.
Okay.
I get that. Yeah.
You see, some people would say to me, the sleeve, I'm going to empty the whole pack of Oreos. And on my last sleeve, I'm heading to the grocery store or to the mini
to buy some more.
or the
To stock
7-Eleven.
up. Yeah.
Because when they go on that binge, it ain't stopping. It's like a heroin or a cocaine addiction.
Right.
It's when people get honest with me, that's what we hear, right?
Right.
And then silent footsteps, right? It's like mentally, the song continues, silent footsteps following me. I mean, I just broke out in a cold sweat listening to the beginning of that song like I've never thought of it before. Let's continue on just a little bit. The whole thing. Now, Anna, I'm not going to break it up. I want people to hear. Listen, now, folks, put your sugar addiction or your carb addiction in the place of this. You ready, Anna? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, I've never thought of this song like this before, but it's now forever in my brain a different way than it was ever before. Because it describes, obviously, he's talking about love, right? If you listen to the whole song. But if you put your addiction in there, it fits. It works. Anna?
I agree.
Yeah. It's nuts. I've never thought of that before, man.
Well, this is going to air how many days before Quitter's Day?
Let's see, this
couple of days
on the 12th,
day before,
like 2 or 3 days before Quitter's Day. Look,
okay.
I think Quitter's Day is going to go all the way to next Friday. I think we're having a thing like on the 12th, on the 14th, which is the day before you and I go off to DC.
Right.
Right.
So, you and I are going to be in DC on the 15th.
Yeah. By the way,
you're having a VIP meeting on the 14th.
14th, because 14 days after the first day of the year is Quitter's Day. But most people are probably, if they have the gym membership, they're going to probably make it until Friday. You know, and then they're going to go on the weekend and go, you know, I've been doing this for 2 weeks. I'm good. You know, it's like I can go the rest of the year. I'm just going to keep paying for the membership and I'm never going to show up again. But they're not going to cancel the membership because in their mind, they're going back. Right? That's where you have to have the discipline, folks. That's where the rubber meets the road in life.
Dare I say it?
Go on.
I am noticing because what I implemented this year too was we're on day 7. We're recording this on January 7th. 7-day meditating 10 minutes, okay? Every day.
Yeah.
I didn't say like it's going to be for the year. I don't know. I didn't really put an end point. But I've never meditated for 7 days in a row, much less for like 3 or 4, because there's always some excuse to like get up and go do something. And I was like, no, we're gonna see if we can do this. And boy, it's interesting. I did my meditation this morning, and I walked in and I told Loren, I was like, you know how they say you should meditate every day? I'm starting to get it now because I actually committed and did it 7 days in a row. And I realized I literally have to write it on my calendar because my days are too busy from 6 a.m. till midnight every day.
But Anna, don't you think at some point, if you continue to do it, that is going to be like wiping your ass and brushing your teeth?
Maybe. Like I don't write when I go on my walk unless my day is really full like today. And I did write when I go on my walk, but because I just know that like, oh, I have 45 minutes. Let me go up the hill. Like I just do that every single day. But scheduling stuff until it becomes second nature, I think could help. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there to people. It's really helped for me going, because I can sit there and check my emails and drink my coffee until my first meeting, or I can look at the clock and go, nope, it's 7:30 a.m. You're going to sit your butt down, put the timer on for 10 minutes, close your eyes and breathe. And you know what I mean? And it made me do it.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you a little more about meditation? Because
sure.
I've always,
now that I'm an expert, because I did it for 7 days in a row.
I've always wanted to meditate.
Yeah. I've done a lot of meditation and then also a lot of running away from meditation over the years.
So look, one of the craziest things I've ever done that I enjoyed was one of my resolutions 2 years ago was to build a kayak.
Right.
And
beautiful.
And by the way,
love it.
It would not look like that without the hands of Joey Schott. right?
Of course, but you
There's
still
no
did
way.
it.
But going to Joey's shot every Saturday, going to Turning Point Boat Works every Saturday, and almost without fail, sometimes Saturday and Sunday. Folks, I had to drive 90 minutes. I had to get up in the morning on a Saturday, 5 o'clock. I was eating breakfast, doing all that stuff, doing all my things. And I would drive to Joey's shop on the other side of Richmond to Turning Point Boat Works. Without fail, he was always there and spent the whole day with me. I will never be able to repay this guy for giving me that gift, right? And look, I was paying him, but I was paying Joy for his shop.
Right.
Joy did this out of the
On
love
his own time.
of
Yeah.
building boats and wanting someone else to experience
That's
boat
awesome.
building.
What a good dude.
You know what? I will forever be indebted to this guy. It was a form of meditation for me. I was learning something I'd never done. I didn't know what chamfering a piece of wood was back then. I didn't know how to make little things I took from that I'm using in life. Like if a window got blown out in the garage, right? I don't know, something hit the window, maybe a branch or something. Serena's like, we got to call the guy. Like, call the guy.
Right.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I am the guy.
You got to, it's very, it's little tiny slivers of wood in between the window panes and the whole thing. Yeah, this guy knows how to do that. This guy knows how to chamfer a piece of wood. This guy knows how to cut it correctly. This guy knows how to, if it ain't fitting right, you get a little piece of sandpaper and you nudge it up there and the whole thing. Okay. Is that what I learned from Joy? Sure. He taught me how to play with thin pieces of wood. But I will never get the pleasure out of paddling that kayak, and I do paddle it. My friend Dave, the kayaker, is always going, I can't believe you're putting that thing in the water. He calls it the Stradivarius of kayaks.
Right.
I'm not afraid of scratching it up. I'm not afraid of using the crap out of it. As long as Joey will come back in and buff it up for me in a couple of years and teach me how to do that. But what I'm saying is, I will never get the same amount of pleasure out of using it as I did in building it. And on that last day, when we actually put it on my car for me to take it home, I realized all the way home, I had almost it was like a depression. It was like, it's over with.
Yeah.
It's done. That's why I tell people when it comes to weight loss, Anna, the destination. Everybody's going, how long is it going to take me to lose 150 pounds? It's like,
not about it.
You're worried
not about
that. You're going to miss a lot of life.
And you might not get there because you're too focused on the destination and not the journey.
The journey, guess what? There's a lot of water that's going to go into your bridge in life.
Yeah.
Between right now and the time you lose that weight. Your life doesn't start on the day that you lose 150 pounds. Your life starts on the day you start losing 150 pounds. And your life is still continuing if you decide to gain another 150 pounds. Right? Life is what happens while you're waiting for your life to begin. If you think somehow, oh yeah, my daughter's wedding, Susie, I'm going to lose X amount of weight, Susie. And then okay. I get it. The wedding was the destination, but now what, Susie, did you die after the wedding? Did you
No, she's still with us. We texted yesterday.
Did you sit on a grenade? No. And by the way, I know Susie's continuing because she did a consult with me and said, hey, I need to put some muscle on. Susie's kind of sexy. I don't know if you've seen her.
Yeah, no, I know.
She's my age too. She and I grew up on that song by the Guess Who.
Yes.
I'm telling you, right? That was me and Susie back in those days. Right. Sorry.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to say we all use different excuses for not being present and living our lives.
Right.
So if you're saying the diet's going to start Monday and then I'll really get serious, or once I hit that goal, then my life can be, and then I'll allow myself to be happy. And then, we all play those mental games, which by the way, I know you were going to ask about meditation. one thing that I found from only 7 days, it's shocking to me. And I know this, but 7 days in a row, I haven't done in a long time. I'll do
Really?
4 days here, 4 days off, 7 days in a row, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is why I do this." You just feel better the rest of the day, just like how when you exercise, you feel better the rest of the day.
Well, let's go right into the meditation thing. And we might not even get to what we
Well,
were going to talk
I have a
about.
list of my IG feed, the 5 things that
Yeah,
came
yeah.
up in my
If we
IG
get to it,
feed.
we get to it. But I'm interested in this meditation thing because,
Okay, let's
like
talk
I
about
said,
it.
the Joey shot thing was a big thing for me.
Yeah,
This year, real quickly, I'm working on building a train set. Now,
that's awesome.
I get it. You could go out and buy a ready-made, N scale or O scale or H scale or HO, whatever. You could buy all these different scales of train, right? I want to do a very tiny train set. It's going to probably be an N scale. And I'm holding my fingers up like the
Like 4 inches?
the locomotion engine is about that big, about 3 or 4
Yeah.
inches. They're not very
Mhm.
big. So I'm going to be building this thing inside. I'm deciding on whether I want it to be 2.5 wide or 2 wide by maybe 3 or 3.5 wide. But I'm building everything. I'm going to build a platform is going to go on. I'm not
That's
buying
great.
any of
I
the
love it.
easy connect to. I'm doing it where you got to tack each track down
Mhm.
because I found out with Joey when you use that creative thing, right?
Yeah,
Because I don't use it, right? I'm
yeah,
always talking about something I could talk about in my sleep,
right,
gaining and losing weight and how the body works, right?
right.
I need to do something else. And it's not about buying a little train to go around a track. It's
Right.
making the rocks look real and making the little houses,
It's so
period
cool.
pieces.
I love it.
Anna, you know what's exciting for me?
What?
I've been looking at the stuff on the internet because I knew this was one of my resolutions for about 2 or 3 months.
Mhm.
Ask me how many things I've bought so far.
How many things have you bought so far?
Funny you should ask. I haven't bought anything yet because I'm
Why?
still, I'm learning. It's like
Oh,
every
yeah.
night I spend
Good
about
job.
45 minutes. I go to the YouTube and watch all these super nerds
Right.
talk about different things and the whole thing. The knowledge I'm gaining, right? By going to Train World, which is where they sell all the stuff. And they got all of this text. I thought, oh, you go to Train World, it's time to buy stuff. They got text, man. I could just read and read and read and read. I love reading. And I'm learning so much, right? So it doesn't matter when I start. It doesn't even matter if I finish this year. The fact that I'm starting this project and is making a different part of your brain work, right? That's what it's all about. Now, meditation. Next year,
Yes.
folks, I'll probably build a ship in a bottle. But meditation. I've always wanted to try the transcendental meditation.
Right, which I'm not as familiar with. I know that after you do it a certain amount of time, they give you a mantra, right?
Well, I
Like the
always felt like it
Om.
was a cult, right?
Mm,
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of,
yeah.
it's an old Jewish joke. I don't want to be in any country club that'll have me.
You'll have me. Yeah, I don't wanna be a part of any club that'll have me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, that I'm a little scared by, and I know,
Right.
next week I'm going to get 5 phone calls, 5 consults, and 3 of them are going to, Vinny, I do transcendental. You got to do it. I've
Yeah.
had people over the years tell me, you got to do transcendental. I don't know what it means. Do you know what it means? And can you tell me what you do?
Well,
Anna, go.
okay, so transcendental meditation is a modality to help people, and they teach it via class, which is why I guess it feels like a cult because people go to a class, which, there's some people who will go do their full all out exercise on their own, and then other people who need to go to a class because they need the parameters, the structure, the boundaries, the safe space, whatever it is to actually go to their personal, maximum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that seems crazy to say your personal maximum with meditation, but it's what I do is, and I've done this for years. There's all kinds of apps you can do. I turn on the Calm app because I like the sound of the rain. It's enough of a white noise and it's consistent where there's nothing like I don't like any kind of music where things pulse in and out because then it'll jar me awake, or you know what I mean? I need some chill music. There's music that I like to play. Like I like the Tibetan bowls for if I'm working and I just need to be focused. But if I'm meditating, I cannot have a single thing that jumps out as or I'll get distracted. Right. So I like to play the rain sound usually works for me. You can find it anywhere. You don't have to use a Calm app. And now the Calm app you have to pay for, which I don't. So turn on the timer for 10 minutes, close your eyes, and breathe out of your nose.
Okay, so
that's the first thing.
All right. Can I ask questions at this point?
Of course. Of course. Again, you guys, I am not an expert. This is just, I've done it a lot over the years, but not consistently. And I'm determined to chill out.
Okay.
But that's really what it is. That's really what it is.
All right. So
you can make time for it.
So people have asked me, they said, not asked me, they said, Vinnie, all you got to do is breathe and relax, get in a relaxed position.
Yeah.
Whatever relaxes you.
Don't fall asleep.
And then, 3 minutes in.
A nap is different than a meditation.
Yeah. I go right, as soon as I clear my mind and go, okay, I think the vitamin D is coming in.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly why you need to meditate. Yes.
People hate me because my name is on these vitamins, and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And I relax.
Well, I don't think you ever clear that away. That's the thing.
But the problem is, as soon as I relax, boom, I'm in a nap, and then I start.
Well, don't lay down. I wouldn't lay down.
Anna, I would sleep sitting up. Sleep in this chair.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that too. And I realized I did all of my year-end, appointments and scans. I had to do the mammogram, the ultrasound, all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the insurance resets. So I went and did them all on December 30th. And I didn't realize the moment that I lay down, and it's uncomfortable because you got your arm up here and they're pressing your boob, they're doing an ultrasound, and I was like, I'm so tired. I could fall asleep. All it takes is me 30 seconds laying down supine. And I'm like, I need to go to sleep. That's how much you're tired, right? So if you can fall asleep sitting up when you're meditating, that's an interesting thing. I would then say that you need to go back to breathing out of your nose and focusing on that. It's good that you're relaxing though. You probably need to relax.
All right, let's say I'm sitting in my chair. Mm-hmm. My football watching chair.
Sit in your chair like this, or you can sit on the ground and cross your legs. I have to put my back against something. I'm not going to sit
in this chair, but let's say I was sitting in my football watching chair. Right.
But does that chair recline like a lazy boy?
No, it's a chair. It's a leather chair, like a.
Oh, okay. So it's upright. Okay, yeah.
And I don't.
And do you put your hands in your lap, or do you put your hands on the arms?
Well, if I
hands in your lap,
if I put my hands on the arms, which are fairly low, I will start pressing down on the thing.
Interesting.
So what I do is I like when I'm watching football, if I find my hands are on the thing, I'll relax because, my neck and everything will start hurting. So I'll put my hands in my lap to make sure my shoulders are relaxed down. Okay, now what do? You say breathe through your nose?
So where you put your hands in your lap, just like flat your palms on your thighs?
Like that right now, like I'm getting ready to fly it right here.
Yeah, you can do that. You can just put your hands out flat if you want to, put your hand. Sometimes I'll put one fist in the other and just be in the middle.
No, I got them like they're like touching my nuts almost. They're like in my lap.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
What if you put, okay.
I'm relaxed. Now
whatever's comfortable. Okay. So here's what I like to do. Let's everybody do this at home together. If you're driving a car, don't shut your eyes.
Okay.
Breathe in through your nose for a count of 5.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So coach me through it, Anna.
Okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to hold that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then start all over again. Inhale 1 for 5, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, don't exhale. Hold it.
Anna, wait.
I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
Wait, hang on. Let me turn off my bowls.
I'm not a fitness instructor. I'm not good at that warning. So basically, you inhale for 5.
Well, let me tell you where I was going wrong.
Exhale for 5. Hold for 5.
Okay.
Technically, that's 20 seconds.
We're gonna
So you do
all right,
3 of those breaths in 1 minute.
we're gonna do it again, but here's where I was running into trouble already.
Okay. Yep.
Like the first time, I had the whole breath in before you got to 3.
I know, I should have warned you
And then
what it was.
but
Now
then
you know what you're gonna do.
you said
That's
hold
my
it,
bad.
but I was already letting it out, so I had to second. So I didn't realize
That's okay. That's my
it
fault.
was gonna
I
be
didn't warn you.
okay, so I'm gonna
So
start.
let me say it again.
All right,
So what we're
all
going to
right,
do,
all right. I know.
I'm not gonna do it in the moment. I'm gonna say what we're going to do, then we're going to do it. Okay?
Okay, and then give us a
Well,
heads up, like 3, 2, 1, go, so I can
Yep.
be sure I'm on the exhale.
Yep.
All right, go.
And by the way, you can count to 5 at whatever pace you want. I'm counting at about 1,000, 2 1 at the 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4. So you're basically inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5 seconds, exhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5
And
seconds.
Anna, use your real
In
calming voice when you do it.
I will. I
Okay.
will. And let me tell you what, if this is difficult, if 5 feels too much, you can inhale for 1, hold for 1, exhale for 1, hold for 1. Inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 2, hold for 2. And you can build up to it. A lot of people build up to inhale for 10. They count to 10, hold for
Right.
10. So once you get your lungs there, because sometimes it feels like, oh, I can't catch my breath. And you don't want that. You want to be able to relax. So feel free to start at a lower, but I know you have the lung capacity to do it.
All right, and
So
folks, I want to reiterate this. If you're driving a car, don't do this. If you're on a
you
subway,
can do it, but just don't close your eyes.
if you're on a subway, don't do it because you got to keep your head on a swivel. Okay.
But let me say this real quick too, Vinny.
Go on.
So again, this is what I do to begin to relax my body. I don't do this the entire meditation. The counting, the focus on the counting, the focus on the breathing,
Mhm.
the focus on the air coming in and out of my nose helps me to relax my body because I'm not thinking of thoughts. I'm thinking of this process of breathing and counting
All right.
and
So we're
relaxing.
going to do
Okay.
2 rounds up and down, and then you can tell
Let's
us
do
what
it.
goes on after that. We're going to pretend
Okay.
we get like 10 rounds, but we're going to do 2. Let me get my bowls
Okay.
back on. You ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Love the bowls.
Yeah, the bowls are great.
Okay. Just relax. Feel the tension in your shoulders and just relax those. And then your jaw too. Generally, your jaw is pretty clenched tight. Take just 1 deep breath in and out to prepare. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale for 5.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there or continue to exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I got to be honest, Anna, that was getting relaxing already.
Yeah, it gets relaxing. But now what happens is when I stop the counting,
Mhm.
thoughts come in. Oh, I forgot I got to do this thing. And then you go, one of 2 things. Some people say that they'll imagine being on a river and you throw that thought into the river and watch it just go away. It'll be waiting down at the end of the river. What I like to do is just return to the breathing in and out of my nose. If I want to do the counting thing, I will. But generally, I just do the counting thing to get my body relaxed enough. I
Right.
probably do that 5 to 6 rounds of that. So almost like 2-ish minutes.
Now, Anna, I
And
was noticing I was still breathing out throughout the whole count of when I was supposed to be holding it down on the down. I
oh,
was still
okay.
breathing
So
out.
here's the thing. When you exhale and you're exhaling for 5 counts, you're purposefully doing that because that activates the parasympathetic, which makes you relax, right?
Mhm.
You really want to focus on being able to empty your lungs and then hold it there Try to empty your lungs before that first count of 5. But if you haven't, just continue to empty your lungs and be present in that empty lung state because it helps to build that strength.
Okay, so
And because it feels scary because we're not used to doing that,
I'm good
you
at
know?
holding breath and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. I was
you
I
are.
was
I
good
figured you would
in
be.
scuba diving and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So, and I have my
So
little
then
mouth breather thing. All right, so Anna, then what?
yes,
Then what's the second set? What do we do after
this
that?
guy.
Yeah, mine is. I can't grab mine from where I am, but I'm looking at it. Yeah, that thing works like a charm.
It'd be interesting to meditate with this thing in your mouth,
You know what? That
honestly.
might not be a bad idea, but you got to
You
clench it, right? You got to clench it.
mine says expand a lung.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
They're all
I
look,
can't
folks.
remember
They're
either.
all the same. I'm gonna grab mine, Anna, and we have these on my
It looks like a mouth guard, but then you breathe it and it slows your breathing down, and I think it James Nestor who said about this? Was that who it was? Who
Well,
wrote Breathe?
I was getting, like one Christmas they had the one that was hooked to a Bluetooth. They wanted like $180. I was like, what's this
No.
bullshit? Let me get my buddy
This
James Nestor
was like,
back.
what, $17?
I don't think mine is called the
$11?
breatheeasy.com.
Yeah,
For
mine's
breatheeasy.com.
expand a lung. They have them on Amazon.
Yeah, look, this was, they're
Yeah,
all the same. They're all made in the same factory somewhere
yeah.
in
It's just somebody puts
China,
their little
and everybody
label
puts
on
a
it.
different thing on the back. And so I was like, they had the ones with the Bluetooth, and I called James and said, James, let's do a podcast, but don't tell me what I'm going to ask you something. I'm not going to tell you up front. And he came on. He goes, believe it or not, they're worth it. And he said, but don't buy the Bluetooth thing. Just go get these things. And he showed me his,
Oh,
which
his is probably really nice.
no, it's just like this.
Oh.
And they work, folks. These things really, I don't know how they work.
Now I really I forgot about this, and I'm gonna use it tomorrow morning in my
You
meditation.
know what? Mine sits right here. Mine's on my desk because I use it. It really, I don't know what it does. I don't know if it really builds up your diaphragm and all that stuff or whatever. But look, Anna was still counting down. She went 10 down. She went 5 and then said, hold it for 5. I was still going down. When she said, go back up, I was still breathing out. I had to stop and go in the opposite direction. So apparently it's increased my
You
lung
can work with
capacity.
your own pacing, and by the way, you could be so, adept at this that you can go instantly to start at 7 or start at 8 or 9.
I could probably start at
Um,
10 or 12, to be honest, because I
Great.
was
Well,
rushing both ways.
ultimately, if you do 10,
Mm-hmm.
that's about 40 seconds. If you can do 15, that's a minute. You're taking 1 breath in a minute. Oh my god, he's doing crazy breathing. It looks crazy. I can hear that in the mic. I couldn't hear the inhale, but I could definitely hear the exhale.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I
We
can
all
lift
need
things up.
lung
I mean,
listen, I'm not
there's
trying
a
to
lot
make a
of tough
meditation.
trainers with this thing.
It's awesome. I'm not trying to make a meditation into a workout thing because that's not what meditating is
No,
about. However, it is a nice thing to be able to work in harmony with well operating lungs. And anybody who has issue pulmonarily or COPD or anything like that, you might need to start much slower and work it out. Or you can just sit and inhale and exhale. The counting is what helps me to signal myself to relax my body and hopefully relax my thoughts along with it. But the thoughts are inevitably going to come up. That's the whole point of meditation. Now, I will say, Vinny, I get a little woo woo in mine because I like to face either a window or yesterday I actually sat and just faced the sun and shut my eyes
right.
and got my vitamin D time at the same time as getting because it was warm enough yesterday. But I do like to close my eyes and either face a window or face a light source or something because I do like to visualize. I like to welcome in whatever the healing energy is. It's going to help me either relax or I feel it because whenever I visualize that going down my body, literally feel my muscles relaxing. And if another thing I like to do too is, and again, this is if I think of it in the moment. I don't have some list or agenda that I do. Ultimately, you want to kind of stop thought, which is a really hard thing to do because the thoughts are so intrusive. And the number of times I've gone, oh God, and like popped out of a meditation because I forgot to do that thing. The exercise is to go, okay, that you just thought of that thing. Let's keep this state and know that in 10 minutes, when this boundary that you set for yourself, when this alarm goes off in 10 minutes, you will take care of it. You don't have to do it right now. It can wait 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's also, to me, that feels like a dopamine thing when you're like constantly going, oh, I got to do this thing. Oh, I got to do that thing. It feels like, and then when you do it, you get that little dopamine hit that you got something done, as opposed to going, no, hold on, we're going to stop this and not constantly feed those dopamine hits. We're going to stop this for a minute. We're going to stop this insanity of this loop for just 10 minutes of your day. And it's incredible how much just that 10 minutes will then set you up to kind of be able to receive the bullshit that is inevitable for the rest of the day. The fuckery that is coming. You just, oh, okay. Hey. And then you notice you're like, wait a minute. I've been way more chill in my responses to things, which we all need a lot of. I know you and I, Vinny, talk offline a lot about how we're trying to control the fuckery. And you can't control the fuckery. You can only control your response to it.
You're absolutely right about that. Villa Capelli olive oil, the best olive oil on the planet. I'm not just telling you that, folks, because they pay me. By the way, Anna, we need to bill Villa Capelli.
Oh, God, you're right. Let me see if I can get into your
We're talking
PayPal.
about Villa Capelli and
I gotta log in and bill them.
Anyway,
Let me bill Steven.
listen,
Hey.
all joking aside, we thought it was a joke years ago that when we heard that from the book Extra Virginity, and of course, Paul Capelli, who started Villa Capelli, said, oh yeah, American olive, stuff you buy in America, Bertolli and all these different things, it can say double virgin, triple press, cold press, all the organic, light, all these words can be written on olive oil and it doesn't mean anything. I knew that light was bullshit. It's like, well, oil is oil. What do you mean light? And what they meant was light flavor. How do you get light flavor? You take the olive oil out and you put seed oils in that have no flavor, and that's how you make light olive oil. You could cut oil up to 40% in this country with seed oils and still call it 100% pure olive oil. I hope that if nothing else comes out of whatever RFK Jr. is doing, I hope that he corrects the olive oil thing. So, folks, go get Villa Capelli. There's a couple of ways to save. Number one, put in promo code Vinny. Promo code Vinny will save you 10%. VINNIE. IE, not a wimpy Y, and you'll get 10% off. If you spend more than $125 after the discount, free shipping. Boom. Villa Capelli, let them know we sent you. Put in promo code Vinny, and we are back. Anna?
Yes.
I sent you a photo.
You did. You sent me a photo.
That's a photo of me training for one of my 508 races. And I'm on Town Pass.
Can I hold the photo up to the camera?
Yeah, go on.
Are you going to put it in the show notes?
Yeah.
Look at you all tan and ripped and pumped. And
as a matter of fact, I just had Debbie put it in the group. It just went up in the group like just now.
Who took that photo?
My buddy, and when you're out there, if you notice, there's no water bottles on my bike. There's one water bottle in my hand.
Yeah.
When it's 120 degrees, if you're trying to ride 100 some odd miles through the desert, you're going to die before you get anywhere. Just to let
you should have been dead. Like, I can't believe you're still here.
Well, here's the thing. People who go out to Death Valley, that's in Death Valley, and that's at the top of Town Pass. It was probably 120 some odd degrees that day. They find people who, like if their car breaks down or runs out of gas, they're found dead within a mile or two of their car. What happens is the car breaks down, they go, oh, I need to go walk somewhere. And they walk about 3 miles away from their car and they realize this was the worst idea ever. And they start walking back towards their car. And before long, they're woozy and they sit down and
that's it.
And then they die, So
that's horrifying.
The only way to, I had a car following me the whole time, handing me water. So I was getting fresh, cool water from the car. So I didn't have to have extra bottles on my bike. I had a buddy out there following. And I guess he snapped a picture. He sent me that photo yesterday. I didn't have that photo. And the thing is that I looked at the photo and I looked at how skinny my arms were and the whole thing.
Mm.
I probably weighed between 155 and no heavier than 160 in that photo.
Yeah, I can
Right?
see that.
When I was playing college football, I didn't have very much more body fat than I had in that photo, and I weighed 225. It's
Interesting.
amazing that you can have a 65-pound muscle gain and
Muscle
loss.
yeah, that's
And
amazing.
I kind of patted myself on the back and said, you know what? Who better than me to teach people? I mean, look, I was in Hollywood doing it for 30 years, getting actors and actresses to gain and lose weight, to make them look completely different for different roles. Right? I did that forever, right? And I was looking at that photo and forgot that, oh, wait, I used to do that for me. Whichever sport I was in at that time, if I was playing football, of course, I want to weigh 2.25, right? Or someone's going to come and knock my head off of my shoulders. And when I'm
Right.
riding a bike, I don't need any extra muscle. It takes years to lose that amount of muscle. So I was dedicated to that sport for years and years and years. And now, in case you're wondering, I weigh about 175 to 180. And still, I have the same amount of body fat. I've just put on more muscle. You should see me, Anna. I'm all
Interesting.
muscled up now. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. They say you can't put on muscle because of sarcopenia. I say, fat, putting on muscle
Feh.
no matter what. So, yeah, I just thought that was an interesting thing that I've had like a 65-pound fluctuation back and forth. And of course, right after football ended, I did get fat for a while. I got up to 275. I was putting on some fat. And that's when I started this whole thing. Right. So there you have it.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of putting on muscle, Loren wanted me to ask you about a push-up challenge he's doing. Can we
Okay.
talk about that before we end the show?
Sure.
So, I learned from you years ago when we did the plank challenge in the group not to do it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're working to failure, you're not giving yourself any time to recover. And if you want to know more about that, go back to last Monday's episode where Vinny laid out a bunch of great weightlifting 101 tips.
Yeah.
So he said he wanted to do 100 push-ups a day. And I was like, that's awesome. I love that. I'm going to tell you what I think Vinny might say, but I'm going to ask him on the show to do it every other day, especially if you're not used to doing 100 push-ups all the time and something you're building up to. And so he's been doing it every other day. And I said, but go ahead and do the calendar because then you can put the X's on the days and it feels really good to put those X's for your
Right.
streak, right?
Yeah.
And so he's doing that. And I wanted to hear what you would say or how you would advise somebody doing a specific thing like a plank challenge or a push-up challenge or a squats challenge or whatever, deadlift challenge. How would you advise people on that?
Okay. So let's talk about the push-up thing first. Right.
Okay.
Because that's a high rep thing and it's a little different. I can't explain why it's different, but it is.
Okay.
So let's assume he's doing them at the same time every time he does them. Let's say 3:00 in the afternoon. Right. So if he's doing them at 3:00 on Monday, right? 3:00 on Tuesday is 24 hours, right?
Right.
And then 3:00 on Wednesday when he's doing them again is 48 hours.
Okay.
That is the amount of time it takes for your body to absorb what you've done so that you could do it again.
Okay.
And if he did that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he'll be
Right.
fine.
Okay.
Now, I would also, like if it were me, and I
Mhm.
was really serious about it, I would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then wait until Monday and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday again. Take the two.
Now, would you add in more after like a week? Would you do like 100 for the first 3 days,
All right, so
110 for the
all right, so what's the goal? Tell me what the goal is.
Let me ask him. Hey, Loren, come here.
So can we get him on mic, or are you just going to ask him? And is he
Come
coming?
here. We're talking about the push-ups.
Will he be able to hear me, Anna?
No, I'm going to put him on. Huh? Oh, and colostrum. He wants to talk about colostrum with you. Hold on.
Okay.
No, we're talking about it to benefit the audience. So sit down. Sit down and talk to him.
Here he comes, folks. Mr. Loren.
Howdy.
How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
You're looking good.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, well, thanks. No, I know you're lying. So tell me what the goal is with, like, do you want to get to a certain number nonstop, or what's the goal?
I didn't really have a specific goal. I just saw that challenge and I was like, well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see. I was going to do it every day, but now I'm doing every other day. So like, let me just do, and it's also a good way to like break up a regular weightlifting routine on like chest and triceps. So I was like, well, I'll just do like, 100 push-ups. That'd be a lot. Obviously I can't do that all at once, but it would be like a different way to break up the workout and just try it that way. And then the off days I'll do the pull stuff or I'll do legs.
Okay. So when you're doing the push-ups, you do sets of, like, you go to failure. Let's say you get like 30.
Yeah, I go to failure each time.
So you do 30 and then 20.
Yeah, like
that might
30,
be
20, 15, 10. Sometimes, some days I'm better than others, depending when I start and all that.
I did a thing one time.
Same time every other day.
Okay.
I mostly do mornings, so yeah.
Yeah. So around the same time. It doesn't have to be exactly the same time. So if you do something every day, there's a diminishing return. Like your muscles won't get a chance to recuperate. That's why I told Anna, if you do on Monday at 9:00, by Wednesday at 9:00, that's 48 hours. Your muscles will completely recuperate it, and you do it again. And then Friday at 9:00, and it's completely recuperated. Now, if you're doing every other day, that would mean it's time. The next week, you're going to do Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then, so I would tell you to just do them 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, take off Saturday and Sunday. You could pull, you could do legs. I would tell you to go on long hikes, do something different. And you'll notice that you have a lot more, you'll feel stronger on Monday when you come back. And it's like, shit, last week on Monday, I did 30. I just did 35 in that first set. You'll notice that first set will start to increase like that if you do it like that.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that's cool. And then it's basically every other day, but take on weekends. And then I do other stuff on those off days. So yeah. Just to try it,
So my question that I asked Vinny was, should you try to like increase, like do, 100 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 110, or should you just say, we're going to shoot for a base of 100. If I go over that, that's great. Like, what's the best thing to do?
Well, I did a thing once. I did a thing once in high school when you have just enough, balls to do it. During basketball season one year, we had a coach that told me, you are not allowed to work out. For some reason, he thought strength training was going to mess up my shot. And I tried to explain to my coach, you cannot mess up a shot that I don't have. The only reason I'm on the team is for defense.
Right.
Me shooting the ball, what are we nuts? Have we all lost our minds here? And so for one basketball season, I couldn't work out. So what I did was, on day one of basketball season, I did 25 push-ups, nice and slow. Did a nice controlled military. The next day I did 26. The next day I did 27. And you see where this is heading, right? At the end of the season, I was like at 120 nonstop push-ups or so. What I would tell you to do is, let's say right now, how many are you doing in your first set? Do you know?
Like 25 or 30.
Okay, let's say it's 25. Let's always try to increase that first set by at least one rep, right?
Okay.
So if you're doing 25, and don't start getting sloppy just to get there. Nice control. That's where the discipline is, right? The discipline is in really paying attention to, I'm not going to rush these up just so I could get an extra 2 or 3. Nice and slow. And when you get to that money shot, one more, right?
Yep.
Eventually, then your second set, you do what you can. Third set, you do what you can until you get to 100. Eventually, you might get to 100 in that first set before the end of the year. And I would like to see, I'm offering that challenge to you. Now, I realize we're not 16-year-olds in high school anymore, but the principle still applies.
In high school, I could probably do it.
Yeah, you can. I think you can still do it. And we're going to make you our test monkey. So,
all right, I'll try to do the first set. The first set to go as much as
One
I can to
more.
failure, and then each time one more
Yeah.
past that. And I always keep good form. I don't go fast because it just doesn't help me.
Anna, if he starts going fast, just kick him in the balls. That usually will learn you.
I'm not there, so
No one
it's
witnesses
honor
this.
system.
It's an honor system.
Oh, good. You're going to trust an Italian? Are you Sicilian?
No.
Oh,
I'm not.
She might be able to trust you.
He's
Okay.
Northern Italian.
Yeah,
I'm like
that's not even
refined.
Italian. Yeah.
It's German.
Yeah, pretty much. France.
I know I'm Rome, baby. I'm like right in the middle. So
Really? Your
my
family's
family is more just north of Rome. Yeah.
I didn't
Where you
know
trust
you
me,
went.
bitches.
Yeah, that's the part of Italy they want to cut off everything below Rome and call it a different country,
Yeah, they do.
Well, kind of like here.
like California.
Like,
Yeah,
a lot of dividing up that pie too.
yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, also too. So there's that. And one other thing I was going to ask, and this is coming not totally different. This is coming up on my feed a lot, and I don't do a lot of supplements, but like colostrum, I'm seeing it everywhere. Do you know much about it?
Yeah, it's meant for babies. It's what comes out of mama's breast for like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
I know what it is, but like, is it? People are like, it's the best supplement. I'm like,
No,
I don't know.
listen. 2 things you don't need. You're going to find on your feet: colostrum and TRT. Those 2 things, walk right past them. Don't take them.
All right, because it's pretty expensive too. I'm like, this is just like powdered breast milk.
Stay away
Which
from
actually
it.
would be expensive.
Listen, if it worked, I would be on it. Right?
Have you tried it?
No. But I know for a fact we don't need colostrum. A baby doesn't need it after 2 weeks.
It's an immune system thing, right?
Yeah, something like that. And it's a bunch. They're claiming there's a bunch of like bio stuff in it, and it's good for skin and hair and nails and all that stuff.
Well, so
That's what they're claiming. I don't know.
Protein.
Well, I'll tell you what, do
Yes.
it for a month and then come back on and tell us how it worked. The only thing that's going to look better is your wallet because it's going to be lean. It's going to be thin.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
get it.
So I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just curious about it just because it's like,
Yeah, people are going to laugh at me. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Stay in your lane. Trust me, this is my lane, folks. Colostrum isn't going to do anything for you. Sorry. I wish it did. I'd take it.
Look, he just saved you money.
yeah.
And let me put it to you a different way. Is it banned by the International Olympic Committee or by WADA?
What's WADA?
WADA is the people that, they control cycling and all the other world sports outside of the Olympics. Every other, whatever, like championship or whatever, outside of the Olympics, they do all the drug testing. It's not, I always tell people, if WADA and the IOC is good with it, it's not doing anything for you.
Yeah, I want to take the stuff that's banned.
Yeah, you want the banned shit. You want like steroids and some.
I want a dude
peptides.
selling it to me like dark web out of a trench coat or a van. That's
or at
what
least a gray web. You don't have to go completely dark, but you want some peptides, some BP 251 or whatever they call it.
You go dark, you never go back.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're talking about BP 157.
Yeah,
That's coming up too.
Anna, that stuff will actually do something to you, but we don't know what is doing to you. No, what I'm saying is
everything will give me diarrhea.
No, it'll give you some kind of effect. Whatever they're saying, all of those peptides that are out there, they will do something, but you're going to grow horns or something. I'm telling you, folks, do not go down that peptide thing. I know other health professionals say, oh yeah, peptides are fine. They're not like steroids. There is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. Yeah, you'll get some kind of effect from these peptides, folks. I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, just like sunscreen and electric cars are bad ideas. This is a bad idea.
You had me at free lunch.
Yeah.
Hungry.
There is no. Go get your free. Get off my show. What are you doing on my show?
All right, bye.
All right, later, dudes.
Later, man. It's good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
Oh, Anna.
Now you know. Now he's got his push-up challenge.
Anna,
and by the way, did you notice how he surreptitiously made it a whole year challenge instead of a month? So no matter what you said you were going to do, you now have to do it for a whole year.
Yeah, you got to do it for a year, Loren. Don't mess around.
Do it for a year, he said.
Anna, is he coming to DC with us?
No, he's not. He'll be home with the Is Monster.
Yeah. Remember last time the three of us got together and had like 2 sips of a drink?
Yeah. Yeah, until they kicked us out.
They kicked us out. Here's your drinks. Now you got to get out.
Vinny, and by the way, Vinny and I are like the least rowdy people who would ever be kicked out of an establishment.
I've been wanting to
And we
out of a bar
were
my
kicked
whole
out.
life. I got kicked out by having the audacity of ordering a scotch. Like, here's your scotch.
By the way, you ordered like the most expensive scotch too, and they're like, "Okay, sorry, you have to leave now."
Well, the most expensive you could get in the hotel. You know,
That's true.
it was hotel scotch.
You did. To be fair, you cut into about 10 minutes of our drinking time, asking them, interrogating them about which scotch they had.
Yeah, we could have maybe finished had I
We
not.
could have. Oh, what about this one? Do you have that one? How about that one? No. What year is it? I don't know. What's that one? Order your drink.
So you don't have the 21.
And order mine and pay for it.
Yeah. And I think we've done a show here.
We did it.
Next week.
Okay. Next week, we're going to have Andrea Anders on, which is awesome.
Can't wait.
Yes, that's going to be great. You said you want to have her on. I texted her. She's got someone picking up her kid from school. That's how excited she is. She got somebody to do her mothering duties for her. And then I wrote down the top 5 things I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my Instagram feed, because it's New Year, New You time.
Yeah.
That I want to talk about. Is it basically I'm stealing Corolla's question. Is this fit or bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because stuff looks in. I'll be honest with you. They make things look interesting. Sometimes they make things look dumb. These things looked interesting. So I'm very, very
And by the
curious.
way, I only know one thing that Anna sent to me that I saw. And actually, I'm liking the one she sent me.
Right?
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It looked intriguing.
We'll talk about all of it. So, yeah, we're going to do our own version of what we used to do in Corolla. It was called Fit or Bullshit. And we're going to do it. Anna Vocino and I will be on the 15th.
Old Fork Books.
Old
Get your
Fork
tickets.
Books. We're going to be there.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
Wednesday, January 15th.
And no, do not follow us out to dinner afterwards, please, folks.
Well, guess what? We're going to eat dinner beforehand because you think we're staying up past
No, I got to drive back.
8:30 p.m. He has to drive home. I have to get up for a 6 a.m. flight.
We're going to be eating steak, Anna.
Yeah. I'll figure out where we're going to go.
Okay.
Unless you have a place.
There's a place right near the hospital I've been going to in Nova.
Oh, okay. We can go there.
I went there. It's in a mall, believe it or not.
That's very, yes.
No,
very deep. Unless you're in the city, everything's in a mall, a strip mall.
No, it's not a strip mall. It's in like a big giant mall. This mall, I came home and told Serena.
In like Pentagon City Mall or
No, this mall, first off, I drove up in my Toyota and felt like, really, I felt like the help.
Tyson's?
There, it was like, say that again?
Tyson's?
I think that's it. Tyson's Corner.
That's where I did my driver's test when I was 16 was Tyson's.
Okay, Anna, I drove up. Everyone's like in a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce or
that's Fairfax County for you.
Where am I right now? Like, where in the world am I? And I walked in because I was getting my hands done. This was like you can still see it. I got the marks on my hands. I'm getting my hands done.
Getting your
what
is it called? The things?
Dupuytren's contractures.
Dupuytren's.
They're shooting radiation. And so I stay overnight so I could do 2 things before I come back. And it's like, man, I'm going to get myself a steak. It was a Friday night. And so I go and it's like, it's at this place. So I go and I walk into this mall. My car, I don't have a cheap car. I drive a 4Runner, right? That's like high pollutant for me. I drive in, it's like every car there is like a Rolls Royce or like a Bentley or, something like that. Mercedes and the whole thing. I'm like, where?
You're like, am I back in LA?
And then I walk in. And most people there looked like, and they were all well dressed from the Middle East, like with the hair garb and the whole thing. A lot of Middle Easterners, like oil money Middle Easterners. A lot of the stores in that mall, Anna, was like
it's like Louis Vuitton and Valentino.
It was like walking. It was like walking down Rodeo Drive. It was like there's a Bulgari store and a a Hermes store. It's not
There's
like
a lot of money in DC. There's a lot of money in DC.
This truly is Hollywood for ugly people.
But Montgomery County, which is the county above upper left of DC, where you have Potomac.
Yeah.
Potomac is one of the richest zip codes in the country. Like there's a lot of money in the DC area.
It's
It's not
crazy.
very well, it's not talked about, but there's a lot of money.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
come
think
from
they
it,
don't want people
but
to
I was
know.
around it.
Yeah, it's so yeah, I went in there. Great steakhouse, and I had myself a big ribeye. Ooh, it was good.
We could go to Tyson's.
All right, if it's not too far away, it's got to be near. where
That's
we
true.
are.
Tyson's is a little bit of a schlep from because we're going to be in DC.
We're gonna,
I'm gonna.
so
I'll
this
find
is
us a
like
place.
you bypass DC to go to Fairfax, right? It's like at least
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, on the 15th, get your tickets. Bold Forks Bookstore. And there's going to be in the show notes here and everywhere else. Liam
Yeah.
is going to do that.
We're so excited. So excited.
You know what to do. Oh, VIP group is closed. But if you're in the VIP group, I think you can still get your VIP hat.
Okay, Ruel sent a message to the admins looking for the link to the hat. Is it obvious in the VIP group where the link to the hat is?
It should be.
Okay.
It's in there.
So what you're telling me is Ruel is a stupid dum-dum.
I'm not saying stupid, but dum-dum, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, the hat is in there. Everyone's buying the hat. Ruel, get your hat. Get 2 of them.
Get your hat, bro.
Yeah,
Before it's too late.
I'm getting 10 for myself because I rat them up pretty quickly. I sweat in them. Anyway, so if you're in the VIP group, you can get the hat. The VIP group is now closed again. So if you didn't get in, sorry. Rate and review this podcast, all the stuff. Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com first. We were playing the Guess Who earlier with the song No Sugar, and we started talking about what's her name? Susie DeMeester.
Yeah.
So there's another song by that same group, the Guess Who. We're going to make this Susie DeMeester song. You ready, Anna? On behalf of
I'm ready.
And Loren my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with more of the Guess Who